Welcome back to Responsibly Unhinged. It's Kylie Kaiser.
And Quinn Collins.
We're back with a guest today, though. We've got somebody else with us. Welcome, Dylan Carlino.
Hi.
Dylan, who the fuck are you? Tell my listeners.
Well, I'm just a friend.
Just a friend.
Just a girl. I'm
Just
just
one
a
of the
girl
girlies.
from Lee, Massachusetts who believes in love.
God.
I'm just a simple girl.
You may have seen Dylan online. He is famous for Grey's Anatomy monologues.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that went V. Yeah.
I think that's just funny if that's what you're
What
here
is
for.
Massachusetts next to?
New
on a
York,
map.
Connecticut,
Oh.
Yeah.
Rhode Island.
It's Boston.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
thought, okay, I'm not going to say what I thought.
It's
No, tell us.
American. To be from Massachusetts is to be an American.
I know there was other cities.
Well, we were like the first state.
Really?
Oh, wait, is that true?
I don't know. You have you say things with such conviction that I would always believe you.
You know what's funny? Someone said the other day, they were like, I didn't realize you were lying. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, I said, 'cause in a story, I said something that I said somebody, or I went on a date with a 23-year-old and he ordered fish sticks. But he didn't order fish sticks. He ordered fish and chips. But it's funnier to say he ordered fish sticks so that I can say, like, get the boy his fish sticks. You know? Everybody laughed, ha, 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 ha. And then they were like, well, they don't serve fish sticks. I go, yeah, well, it was fish and chips. And they were like, I didn't realize you were lying. And I was like, yeah, but what do you want me
But
to
those are
say?
fish sticks.
What do you want me to say? Yeah.
It's a half truth.
It's a half truth.
You're
And
you're
sometimes
good at
those
lying,
hurt
though.
more, but for you, they're funny.
Yeah.
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 In some situations, half truths are way more. But in this one, so funny.
Yeah.
That was a solid joke, I think.
Thank you.
They didn't get it. But no, yeah, speaking of solid jokes, Dylan actually is a very, very good comedian in
Oh, thank
Austin.
you.
You know, we were just talking about fangirling and over your friends, and I feel very blessed that you think we're your friends, because really we're just the Dylan Carlino fan club here.
Oh, that's so nice
why
of
you're
you.
here.
Our shirts were a day late. I'm
I
pissed. I'm
know.
so upset.
We had shirts with your face on it and everything.
I appreciate that so much because sometimes I feel like I'm leaving the girls behind because I can't keep, carrying them. But
Yeah.
You can't keep up. You can't keep up.
sometimes I just think like, oh God. Sometimes I'm like, do women even like me anymore? Because for so much of my life, women have been obsessed with me. And in the last year, I've been kind of feeling like I've been so with the boys.
Yeah,
I-
you deserve that, though.
I know. I will say that I was just in New York, and there's something mentally ill with the girls in New York because they were all looking at me in a sexual way. It was actually like crazy. Walking down the street, every corner, there was a girl walking out of a restaurant going,
No, Dylan, that's not
Oh,
New
no.
York. Me and Quinn just said the other day, if Dylan Carlino gets any hotter, we're going to kill ourselves.
no, I'm not even joking. It was like this, and it was like, girl, get your googly eyes off the
But have
street.
you seen the straight men in New York?
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, but it's like you can't like get upset at them for being a little confused
Yeah,
because
true.
they.
I think I'm presenting more masks than I ever have in my whole life.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
I think if I just saw you on the street, I wouldn't assume you were gay.
Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I have to stop saying thank you because then people comment online, they go like, that's his internalized homophobia. And it's like, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah,
It's like, it's fine. No, I was going to say something about that, but now I can't remember.
That's okay.
are you in your Saturn return?
That's so nice that you asked me that. Yeah, that's why everything's going really well for me because I made
Yeah.
a lot of changes at the beginning of my Saturn return, and everything's happening.
That's what's happening
I
to
love
Quinn
that.
right now.
How old are
Baby.
you?
I think
I
so.
turned 27 in August.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're
So-
entering the beginning of it, so things will start ruffling. Right when I turned 27, I quit drinking. I left Portland. I moved to Austin, and I completely restarted my entire life.
I've been going back and forth with quitting drinking,
Yeah.
but it's like I mean I work in a comedy club. I'm around like it's hard to quit. Like what was like? Did you just quit cold turkey?
Yeah, so I gave myself I moved to Austin with the intention of getting sober, and so I moved here because my idea of Austin was I had visited once, and I was like, everybody's hot and everybody's working out, so I was like, I'll just move there and
Yeah.
like, work out in the sun. And so I moved here in December 1st, and I was like, you can drink as much as you want for the entire month, and then January 1st you have to stop drinking and I
Damn.
was just doing 1 year, and yeah, I got blackout drunk every single night, and then. My last night, I drank at the New Year's Eve party at the Creek in the Cave. Didn't know literally anybody. Thank God. I was blackout drunk, probably humiliating myself. And then, yeah, it came, and I was like, well, I said I was gonna do it. And I'm
just
from a
tired
small
yourself
and
out.
I'm from a small town where your word means something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're all small
the
town girls here.
backbone of who you are.
You have to.
Integrity.
Integrity. So I
Yeah.
said it, and I did a year, and then by like 3 months in, I was like, oh, I'm never drinking again.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I went 3 years where I was pretty much sober. I drank like probably twice a year for 3 years, and so I did that so easily. But I think as I had like the
Was that during
driving
your
factor.
like eating disorder though?
I was just saying, I
When
feel
I
like
was
the longest
competing,
I've
my
ever.
eating disorder.
Whenever you show pictures, they go like, "That's an eating disorder, girl." You know?
Oh yeah, it's a glamorized eating disorder that they give you trophies for.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I feel like the longest I've gone without drinking was when I was just like, I didn't want to like give up. I didn't want to not take Adderall. So I was like, I better not drink.
What did you do about like
Sorry,
what
do
do
you have an
you?
audition for like Slutty Wizard of Oz after this? What are you wearing?
I know, that's why.
I literally just looked over and I was like,
I almost
okay,
wore
Dorothy's
my
trying to get
boots.
fucking slammed in the yellow brick road. What is going on over here?
I do like a short
Oh, you
man.
should've- if you would have wore those
I love a
boots,
short man too.
if you would have wore, she has these like red sparkly Dorothy ass boots too that she
They're
wears.
cowboy boots.
Oh, of course.
So instead if I
should've
click
worn
my
that with
heels
it.
together 3 times, I end up in a VIP booth in Nashville.
That's that. Whoever said that is very funny.
It was me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's so funny. That's such a good line. Oh, that's crazy that it was you.
I know.
You said it to me, so I was just waiting for you. To
Oh, that's so good. I was like, ooh, someone got ya.
I know.
Sorry for saying
the man
that.
in the
but you
mirror.
were
It's
asking
okay.
like a serious question.
No, not really. I was just gonna say, I was like, my fear of not drinking anymore is then what do I blame my behavior on when I do
Smoking
dumb
weed.
things? Yeah, okay.
That's what I do.
Because I was like, that's like the crutch, right? It's
Well,
like, if I
my
do something
toxic thing
stupid.
is I will be that drunk, but I will do something embarrassing and I'll be like, I wasn't even that drunk. I wasn't even that I was. And I just will be like, I wasn't even that drunk. I was like totally pretty normal. I
know,
could
I'm
have
the
drove.
opposite. I could have 2 drinks and I'm like, oh, I did that because I was blackout drunk. Just because I like
Yeah, I'm more like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I was like so sloppy. Although I was like, I mean, I'm 6'5" and I was like pretty heavy at the time. Like I was really stumbling around girls.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you gotta be careful. It's like I was getting blackout drunk and I was
Yeah.
a stumbler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like going up to girls in bars being like, are you mad at me? And the little girls would be like, I don't know you. I'd be like, oh, okay. I have to
no?
go. Yeah, I have to go.
That was a yes or no question,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. I guess I'll go home.
Did you ever
Around
get
it.
cut off anywhere, like at a bar?
Oh yeah, I was someone. This is so embarrassing. I was someone who like, on occasion, would be like blackout drunk, trying to like grab the bottle to like pour my
Oh,
own drinks
no.
because I would be like, I'm so silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that with my bar manager yesterday, like being cut off or like people we've had to cut off and stuff. And I was just like, it's great. I was like, there's people that it's like happens to in our bar like every week. And I'm like, at what point are you like, this is a problem? And she was like, well, to be honest, I've never remembered a time I've been cut off. So maybe they just don't remember it keeps happening.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Knock on wood, I've never been cut off.
I've been
that
cut
I
off
know
once.
of. I've been cut off by my family,
Yeah.
like and friends.
But not like an establishment cutting you
My
off.
ex-boyfriend used to like cut me off so quickly, and I'd be like,
I have a friend who
he
used
hates
to,
fun.
Yeah, I had a friend who used to put a timer on, and he'd be like, "You can't have another drink until the timer goes off," because I would be a fast drinker. So I'd
Oh,
drink.
I'm a
Yeah.
fast
I
drinker.
would get like Jameson, I'd be like a double, throw it back, and be
Oh
like,
my
I need
God.
another one. He'd be like, no, you have to wait 15 minutes, and then whatever, and then
a good
we,
friend.
yeah, kind of, but we got, you know, yeah.
Boring, but-
yeah.
I'm Ukrainian, and like my grandma's from Ukraine, and then like growing up in the South, I can drink. So it's like I'm like going there. I've been on like dates with guys. It's like we're going drink for drink, and I'm 5'4" and like redacted weight, and it's 125 pounds.
We're all 98 pounds.
I'm
If you're-
125 pounds. If you want to test that, we can fight.
You know
And
what's so unfair? I've lost so much weight. I just went back home, and I know that you're in the middle of a story, but I'm gonna make something about me. But I was just back home, and my brother was like, "Oh my God, you're so skinny. You're so skinny." And does anyone want to guess how much I weigh? Be real.
You're 6'5".
But you're
Be real. I'm
tall as fuck.
6'5".
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're 6'5".
For the men listening,
so
he's
bad at this.
6'5", by the way.
Well, so my ex was 6'5", and he was like really skinny, and he could barely make 200. So I'm trying to like use that as a gauge.
Yeah, I hate that gauge, but I
Yeah.
no, I was 240, and I was like, this is not fair.
Okay.
I was like, this is not fair that I weigh 240 pounds.
Yeah, but like that's like you're to be 6'5" and be less than that means that you just look like all the raily ass guys I fuck. Like you don't want to look like that.
I want to be 190.
That would make you so
No.
thin.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My ex was 6'5" and he was like
Josh, how much do
190,
you
and he
weigh?
was like,
I'm 222.
Okay.
Oh, angel numbers.
Stop, that's crazy. I'm obsessed with TikTokers telling me every
Oh
time
my
they're like,
God.
stop. This is for you. I'm like, oh my God, it is. Every
is.
single time.
oh, speaking of
I never
witchcraft,
see angel numbers, by
that's
the way.
that's a great. We went and watched the eclipse all together. My roommate Quinn and I and one of our friends, and we pulled tarot cards at the eclipse. And Quinn pulls this card about a short sword coming into her life, and then lo and behold,
Coming
that very
back
day,
into my life.
that very
Small
day,
dick.
what happened? You said you were gonna spill the tea to Dylan today.
Oh yeah,
The short sword appeared.
I was like obsessed with this dude, a veteran, and he.
When you think veteran, when you say veteran, I picture old man.
No,
Wait,
He's
what were
like-
you gonna say about your redacted weight?
Oh, well, I will, like, I guess this kind of ties in. I will, like, go drink for drink with, like, grown, tall-ass men.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she's so fun. And then it's like, it's never, wow, a concern that she drinks like her dad. It's always like,
Well,
she's so fun.
You grew up going to bars?
No.
Yeah,
Really?
I did.
Yeah, really.
We looked at my social media.
Oh yeah. But you.
I wanted
do
to be
seem
a
like
young
you-
life leader.
No,
She did.
And I have a joke about it now, but, like, I was like,
I've never seen you do stand up.
Christian girl. I know.
That's crazy.
I know. This like Christian, I wanted all of that. Like I was like super by the book.
But
Yeah.
you seem like someone who guys are like, she's a firecracker, so you drink
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so who is this short stick coming in?
Oh, I was obsessed with this dude in September. It was very short. I was just kind of infatuated with him. And then we quit talking, and then the eclipse happened, and then he randomly messages me, and he's like, "Hey, I want you to come meet my friend." And I was like, "All right, well, I haven't heard from you in 4 months, but I'll meet your friend." And so I did. He met where we worked, and then it was fine, there was nothing weird, and he blocked my number, and
Right
he
after
has a what girlfriend?
Wait, sorry, who's his friend?
Fuck if I know.
Is he hot?
He's all right. Yeah, he's
He was
pretty
pretty
hot.
cute.
Do you think they were trying to MMF?
Mm.
Because you kind of seem like a girl who would.
You mean I seem fun at parties? Usually I say three's a crowd. So
You look really good at multitasking.
I am.
I've
always wanted to go
I
to
really hope
Paris,
that wasn't
and
is that so mean to say?
No.
Because I'm such an MMF girl. I'm if I was a girl, I would 100% be doing MMF with guys who I was obsessed with and their friends.
Yeah.
The fact that two guys I could keep their attention at the same time.
That would do
compliment.
it. Yeah, that would really help me, honestly, self-esteem wise.
That would help
you
me
both,
work through a lot
you
of things
both
right now.
very easily could be in MMF situations.
I think
Thank you so much.
any
And
girl
there are
with a
so
little
many
riz
gross.
can.
We can go call a couple comics right now, have them bang
Okay,
it
we
out.
don't-
You'll-
that's not gonna
Yeah,
help
yeah,
my
yeah,
value.
An MMF girl with standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some guys hanging out at the creek right now.
You need to respect yourself and be
We're
an
gonna have an
MMF
entire
girl.
orgy if that's the standard.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah. That's
That's not gonna
funny.
help. That's.
At first, when you said MMF, I was like, I don't think I could fight.
I
Like,
knew.
thought
I
if you-
fucking
Oh,
knew
yeah.
that's where you're. In my mind, I was like, she's gonna be making.
I
MMA
cannot
reference.
take a hit. I
Yeah.
tried. Well, I guess I didn't try. It was whatever.
This is last week. Josh was cracking up at you talking about this. This is the same guy that she sent that fucking meme to,
Yeah.
calling him gay.
I did.
Wait, do you have a picture of him? I need to see a
Show it to
pic.
the audience.
But no, I
It's
sent
awful.
him a
He's
meme.
ugly.
No, he's handsome.
He's not ugly, but it's
He's
Oh.
just a ginger.
I
And
feel like I don't think me and you have a lot of crossover though.
probably not.
I think me and her might.
I don't think he's ugly. He just looks like
Who's
he
the-
would do the things he's done.
What does he do? He has a girlfriend. He's
a lot of
trying to have sex with
he's just kind of like
That's all
a
men.
player.
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I hate to be like this to the girls, but
No, it is
they
true.
are out here cheating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To all the
And
girls listening.
I thought you meant
Here's
they're all in
the
coke.
thing.
I was like, so
Watch
true.
yourself.
if you're, can I say something controversial?
Yeah.
And it's probably the deep South woman in me. If you are giving me enough attention, we're going on dates, I feel valued, and you have a side piece, just don't bring it home. You know?
That is very
Don't
southern of you,
Embarrass me.
dude.
Don't embarrass me.
That is literally so real.
It is. I'm
Yeah.
someone who I
Yeah.
could be either. I could be the side girl that's like, I don't want him on the weekend.
Well, that's the exact thing we just got. So
It's not cheating until you make me have to go
Stop
on a
looking
clinic
for a
trip.
good picture of him and just
I
show
just
me a
owned
picture.
it.
he doesn't have social media.
He doesn't have social media.
Oh my god, he looks like Phineas. Is that Phineas? Is that Billie Eilish's brother Phineas? 'Cause it
Oh
looks
my
exactly
God.
like him.
That's so funny.
That's
Can
so Quinn, you should be ashamed of yourself. That man is gay.
That's what she told him.
Yeah. I
Oh.
sent him a meme.
Whoa.
At,
Have you
like-
seen a picture of him? Show him that picture. That's that's a homosexual, honey.
And the way, that would track so much.
Do you guys have sex?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Great.
Really?
Best of my life. But that's the thing. is I've had sex.
That's the thing. She's like, I only get fucking pounded out by gay dudes.
Honestly,
I
The only
have
guys
had-
that know how to fucking hit it.
I
hit
have
this
hooked up with a
pussy.
guy
That
that
would
like
track.
wasn't like he said he was bi when we hooked up. Wasn't. I think he was working through it. He says he's gay, but he he says he's gay, but he loves to have sex with girls, and I believe him
Yeah.
interesting.
You know what
because
sucks? I think I would be
the
more.
sources like I mean he
Yeah.
he proved it.
Yeah.
The science was there, but he could never like romantically be with a woman.
I could never romantically be with a woman, and I could have sex with a woman if there was another man in the room and he really wanted me to.
That's fair.
And also, sometimes I think I would have sex with a woman.
Have you ever?
No, but I have fingered a girl, but I don't want
Oh,
my
get
high
in
school.
line. That
I
is-
don't
yeah.
want to see I don't want my high school girlfriend, my gal pal, my back from high school. I don't want them to ever think like one, I would ever be interested in any
Yeah.
of them, or two, that I ever was, because that's not. This is a latent, like possible bisexual.
I feel like I wouldn't think that if like one of my I'm thinking of like longtime gay friends I've had, if they like suddenly were like fucking women, I wouldn't have been like, oh, was he always?
Like, I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't realize that they came in short hair.
Yeah. Yeah, you hate girl hair.
I
You
hate
do.
girl
You
hair.
said
I hate
that.
girl hair. I really hate girl face, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just Demi Moore did it nothing for you as a child.
You know what it is? I think when there's a woman, and this is gonna sound like so wrong, but I never was around men, and so now when I'm around women, I do feel a little bit of a more like I have to protect and value their feelings in a
Yeah.
conversation and in an interaction with them. Like with a guy, I can go home, I won't even like really even think. I mean, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I hope I didn't
Yeah.
like upset him. But with a woman, I am like crossing my T's and dotting my I's, being like, was that interaction okay? I don't know what that is. It's just being around them so much and knowing how many mental issues they all have. But
Dylan's like, I have like this decency thing.
You have
that,
such a good
like-
way of like going on a train of being like saying the kindest, most respectful thing and then just running it off the track at the last minute. You're
absolutely.
really good at that.
Yeah.
I love
You're like
it.
saying this all the time. I was like, he respects women, and he's like, because they all have mental health issues.
I know the other day
They're
I
all
was,
crazy.
Literally
But
the other
true.
day I was like, literally all women have borderline personality disorder.
Oh, yeah,
It's just
for
they're just
sure,
waiting
yeah.
for a trigger to turn it on. But
I'm not disagreeing with that.
yeah.
Yeah. But lately, these men have been showing that they're crazy. I just had to ban a guy from my work that I was seeing.
What?
He's
Yeah,
so
I said I
ugly.
wasn't
Your
gonna talk about
work?
this today.
Did you like the movie moment?
I met him at work. He was like a regular.
Because that always goes
What do you do
really,
for
really
work?
well.
I work at a bar.
Okay.
And so
for
he
some
was like-
reason, I always think you have such girl boss energy.
I used
that I
to
always
do girl
think
boss
that you have
things.
like your own business.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I quit
Her
that.
cup has it.
I know it's really girl bossing it off.
Yeah, I did. And now I'm just a bartender lady.
Not
But,
just.
Yeah, it's I love
that's
it.
like
I love
such
it.
a Hallmark movie archetypes. Like girl boss just needed some
just-
time
I
to
just
figure
needed some
herself
time.
out.
Ex-weightlifter, now
Ex-weightlifter.
bartender, doing comedy.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, come on, ABC
Journey to
family.
Where is it?
self-discovery. I'd watch it.
Thank you. Mrs.
Yeah.
Maisel can shove off.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
actually, I love her. But yeah, I was involved with this guy for the last couple months, and then he.
What does involved mean?
They're fucking.
We were sleeping together
Fucking
like
raw.
very consistently. He would like go out with us though.
Are you
like
doing raw?
yeah.
Whatever.
I know.
I let dudes come in my mouth.
And he told me he was in an open relationship. Yeah.
All the clinics here are free.
He told you he was in an open relationship, and that was
Yeah.
a lie.
We're pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah,
It's been
sometimes-
a lot of things have
my
been
intuition
coming
had
out.
my intuition
She
from
met him
day
and she said-
one was always correct about this fuggo, and then like she's just like and then now that he's not allowed, everything I thought was correct.
We're finding out all this shit from people that was true. But yeah, he
he a
And I could
Crazy.
tell by his
No,
eyes.
No.
His eyes, I could tell
Yeah.
he was crazy.
like,
Wait, do I have
went-
crazy eyes?
No.
Be real.
No. She's
No.
good at this. She really can
I'm really,
call
really
it.
good at it.
Okay.
No, he like
Well,
he,
sometimes I watch video and I see them walking around. I go, Jesus, Dylan, calm down with the eyes. I mean, like, on my clips on our podcast, I go like, Jesus, Dylan, like fucking look forward
Yeah.
once. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. No, long story short, he just started escalating things at my job because he was coming in there all the time and just like picking fights with me while I was working. And then it got like to a really bad point like last week. And then he sent me like crazy harassing texts all night after. And my manager like saw all of it. And it was scary.
He
And
looks
so
British in a
they called him, banned
derogatory
him, so
way.
he's not allowed there anymore.
Whoa, that's funny. I don't like when men act like that.
She
First
always
name.
just drops names.
And
She
that's
don't care.
crazy.
I've always had code names. I don't ever say. Well, that's also because my ex threatened to sue me for libel when I first
Well,
started
you
this podcast.
unblocked.
The drug addict.
No, the guy that I dated for 5 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's scary.
The guy I dated for 5 years is an actual angel on earth. So it's like
I feel like I would only date guys who are like so sweet.
I only want
If,
to
I,
date
if
guys
I've
that
ever
are
had a
so
boyfriend,
sweet.
I don't
But I
think
don't think
you'd
that
kill me.
exists in Austin.
Yeah.
I like them sad and weird and
Not
a little
me.
emotionally abusive.
I like little doe-eyed, little sweet boys that are big and like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love.
you do.
The guy I dated for 5 years, nicest, sweetest boy ever.
I like when someone's like, a guy is so cute and so big and so stupid that you're like, I don't know even
Give
know
me
if this is
Lenny from
legal.
My
Yeah,
Cement,
is this legal
please.
for me to date this guy? Because he is not here.
That's
Yeah.
what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted like a,
Yeah.
I wanted like
Just
a
pet the
Travis
rabbits and
Kelce
tell me I'm
energy.
pretty.
Yeah. That's so
That's what I
funny.
said. It's what I wanted a Travis Kelce energy, like big, dumb.
Oh my God, I
hot.
can't wait for this podcast to be over to tell you the gossip I got about Travis Kelce last night.
Ooh, it's juicy enough to not be on the podcast.
I can't put it on the podcast.
Wow. Okay, I'm
Oh my
excited. I'm
God.
very excited. I love him though. He's hot.
Now that's juicy. Your listeners are going to be like, Dylan Carlino knows something about Travis Kelce that he won't share
Subscribe
on
to
the
our
podcast.
Patreon.
I was going to say the same thing.
And by the way, and the reason I wouldn't do that is because I don't do things like that to Taylor.
That's nice of you.
And I'm actually so scared that she saw that
He's a
video
girl's
where I
girl.
talked about them having sex, and I think like, God, she'd never forgive me.
I think that video would make her feel good. I really enjoyed that.
I hope so.
I think so. He made a video about how she's happy now because she's just getting pounded
Well, I said it
out.
on a show, and Lucas McQuarrie posted
clipped it,
so
yeah.
I didn't. Clip
Oh, yeah,
it.
no, I saw that.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that at the end is I just related the deepest to you being like, did I do too much there? Because
Yeah.
I was like, this is me every time someone brings it up.
Yeah. Sometimes I start talking fast.
I'm a fast talker.
Me too.
That's why it's like, if my accent's thicker, I talk slower.
Yeah, I gotta tell you this. I gotta keep talking so they don't look at my body. I go, oh, look, I gotta keep it up here. We
Eyes
still
are
got
up here.
eyes are up here. Don't look at it. It's like a melted candle down here. Okay, come on.
Yeah. When I was heavier, when I was running my fitness business, I made this like post about that, like, because I would, always be trying to relate to my audience's feelings and whatnot. And I was like, when I was in college, I was always trying to be like the loudest girl in the room because it was like, if you're, I want my personality to be bigger than my body. Like
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
it was like pay attention to
Sometimes-
everything about me but this.
Sometimes I get sad that I'll never have like a really, really good, like famous, like archetype because I've never been heavy.
Oh, it's coming for you. Oh, Quinn, you look like the type of girl that has a baby and blows up.
I hope so. I can't wait to give up.
I was back home. My brother was like, I can't say what he said, but he was like, he's like, you gotta really, when you're picking a wife, look at their ankles. He goes, 'cause they'll blow up after. And yeah, LOL.
My mom's in like better shape than me, like always has been. Some hope, but I've got that Ukrainian in me. So like those broads.
Your mom is
balloon up.
jacked.
I know, but I want to give up. I can't
Yeah.
wait to just settle down, make some baby, give up, and just. I feel like you can be way funnier when you're a bigger girl. And
That's
men
when your
in-
boyfriend leaves you.
men in Texas, men in Texas love big girls.
That's true.
That is true.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like when
Oh my God, the
I
big girls are so gonna come for me after this.
why
Whatever, keep going.
who
I think
cares?
it's great.
I'll protect you. And
Yeah.
It's about her and nobody else is allowed to be mad.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Men in Texas love a bigger.
They
girl.
do. I've gotten more like thick positive comments here than I've ever gotten in my life.
Yeah, when I was like on because when I moved here, I was told like technically in school online. I finished my last semester of college like when I moved here, and I was on Adderall and I was so skinny when I first because I was also going through a breakup, and so like I was so skinny and I was not doing numbers at all. And the
No.
second I started putting on a little weight, I got to beat them off with a stick,
Yeah.
not literally. but-
Really?
Yeah, I pull more people now than when I was like shredded, but I also looked probably too scary, intimidating.
Yeah. Shredded is interesting.
I was shredded.
I know, I've seen pictures.
Yeah. And that was scary. So I think a lot of men, I've had men tell me when they've seen pictures, they're like, I would have never approached you because I would assume that like either A, you were scary, or B, you like would not be interested
Scary
in me.
how?
You know what's funny? I will say
Like
you
whenever you see,
intimidating, yeah, like
whenever I see guys with abs, I'm always like, I'm not gonna message them.
yeah.
Cause that whatever. But then those are the guys who are like those little freaks who love fat people. You're like, you're sick.
really,
Yeah.
Get
really
over
jack
here.
dudes like.
Oh, they like love it. You're like,
Yeah,
not all
yeah.
of
It's
them. A
weird.
lot of
When
them are like
I
skinny
was
only. But
the heaviest I've
Yeah.
ever been, I was like 160. But like my body type that looks.
She's
I get,
five.
blown across
She's
the room.
5'4".
160. That's huge.
Well, I'm gonna kill myself. So
No.
But I'm short. But I remember that's like when my ex is like super works out all the time, super jacked. But he was like the happiest with me when I was like a little heavier.
Yeah.
And then I started losing weight. I started training with my mom because my mom's a trainer, and like that's when we broke up.
yeah.
Wow.
My
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend told me when I was like in my bodybuilding stuff, he felt like he was fucking a dinosaur.
Oh,
That's so mean.
Yeah, it's the
what?
guy. I said he
was
a
it
bad
the
guy.
sounds you were making, or was it like
No.
because the way you look?
When I like to
When
be
you fell,
fair,
it was
to
like
be
you
fair, my
couldn't
back.
move.
It was like if I like bent over to get something, you could just see my whole spine. Like it was
Whoa.
so bad.
Oh
He
my
wasn't
God.
wrong.
Someone last night asked me, they're like, are you okay. And I was like, yeah, but thanks for being worried. That's incredible.
That's how you know you're like really doing
I was
well.
like,
You're
whoa, things are going. And this is like not another comic. This is like someone of
Oh.
stature. And they're like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm really good. I'm really good.
I'm like, excellent, actually.
yeah, thank you so much for bringing it up.
What if he heard this podcast clip? He was just like, Kylie, it never was like, I thought you looked like a dinosaur. It's the pterodactyl noises you always make.
That's so funny.
I wish it was that. I
And
wish.
you're like, it's because of the way I look.
Yeah, he like literally would just tell me all the time that he wanted me to be fatter again because I was more tolerable.
Oh my
Whoa.
God.
I was like,
my
what does that
gosh.
even
Which
mean?
usually people say the
Kylie,
opposite about
what?
fat girls.
Yeah.
He was awful. That guy was awful. That's what I was
How
saying.
long did you date him for?
5 years.
Can I ask, when men are saying, if someone ever spoke to me like that, and not saying like, why'd you stay? But like, what in your mind you're like, okay, like that's an okay thing to say. Are you thinking like oh, he tells me how it really is, and that's why our real relationship, like,
Yeah, I think like contextually it matters like in terms of the lead up, right? Like it was a classic like
oh my God, I can't believe I just
It was
asked you
very
like, why
much-
you stayed.
no.
No.
Yeah, no, but I mean it's a fair question and that's like they don't start that way, right?
Yeah.
So they've built up this idea that they're this good person. So then when they do things like that, you just think, they're just in a little mood. And so
Yeah.
it's like that's not who they really are. But also they get really good at like the flip of it, right? It's like he would do something like that, but it would be right after he spent like a whole day probably like putting together this like elaborate surprise for me. Or it would be like vice versa, right? It was like there was always like a coupled behavior of like something really fucking evil paired with like this over the top, like I'll probably never date a guy that does something that nice for me thing. So it's like a lot of I guess manipulation tactics. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was that. I mean, we lived together for
Do you
almost
think
that
he
whole
knew
time.
he was being manipulative? Or
With-
do you think it was like subconscious?
With him, I really don't know. Like he had probably one of the worst like childhoods I've ever heard of in my life. Like he's definitely one of the people that I understand why he became that way. I just think he doesn't have the care to try to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't think with him it was actually my therapist and I just talked about this because this guy that all this shit just happened with scared me more than like that dude ever did. And like I was never like really in fear. It was just like I was unaware it was happening. And she was like, well, your ex was like a malignant narcissist, was not a malignant narcissist. Like he was just kind of like by nature that way. This guy knew what he was
like
fucking
scared.
doing.
He didn't even do nothing nice.
No, this guy knew what the fuck he was doing.
He didn't even do nothing nice for you. Okay?
This is who-
He comes into your bar, scares you. He didn't even buy you a birthday
You know, it's
present.
so.
He bought her a vape on Valentine's Day, and she
He
like,
only came in with that
He
vape.
did.
Can you believe that? To my girl Kylie. That's
What's
crazy.
so
You're like the
fucking
fucking
funny-
town gossip. I can feel it.
What's so fucking funny is the last time that like his blowout he had on me at the bar. One of the last things he freaked out on me about was about Quinn. Is he literally goes because he's met Quinn and Justine many times, and for some reason he's so obsessed with what people think about him. Like he wanted my friends to like him so bad.
That's so
and
bad.
so like Quinn would never say hi to him, and he would lose his fucking mind. And then last week he was like, "You're just gonna tell all your friends about all of this and tell the whole world." I was like, "Who am I gonna tell?" He's like, "You and your stupid little fucking podcast." And Quinn, like, you think she's not gonna be telling everyone about me when she's telling everybody about fucking a horse?
Like a horse, I mean.
no, I just came on one.
Yeah. Quinn's got some issues, y'all.
That clip was like cycling to everywhere, though. People kept talking to her about it, and then she just brings this up in the middle of the fight at my bar, and he's like, "Oh, you think Quinn's not gonna run her mouth? She's over there talking about coming on a horse at 15." And I was like, "That was funny. Why would she talk about this?"
Yeah,
But here we
he's
are.
definitely gonna listen to this.
Yeah, probably.
And I don't really know them, sir, so don't come for me. But
It's fine.
well,
I'm not
that's
scared of
that's
him.
so scary.
Yeah, it was
Men,
a
yeah,
crazy
but-
I
time.
need a.
Sometimes I get so jealous. I go like, no man's ever threatened to kill me.
Yeah, sometimes it does make you feel a little good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't like when guys are crazy. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I cut that off. Like I don't like that.
Yeah.
Be a giant sweetie. But the other thing is, if anytime I've ever been in a situation where a guy's like gets on me, I'm like, I turn into my like dad. I
Yeah.
just like, I get mean back.
I'll tell you this. I
Yeah.
just like don't deal with people speaking to me in that
I
type
don't
of
either.
way. Like
Yeah.
I just never have. And it's like I can think awful things about myself, but it's like that's me. You know what I mean? It's like no one else allowed to say that kind of shit about
Yeah.
you know. It's like the only person who's allowed to dog me out is me. You know. And so if someone was ever like, "This is how you are," I'd be like, "Great, why don't you pack your shit? I'm fine being alone, so you can leave."
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the thing? It was like, if you wrote down all of the mean things that you thought about yourself that day, and then you have to say all those things to your best friend, would
Oh,
you
Yeah.
do it?
never do that.
I think this is the dumbest shit I've ever read, but I was like, damn, of course I would never say those things to my best friend.
Well, no, my
She's
best-
120 pounds and 5'8".
My best friend is gorgeous. What are you talking about? She doesn't have these issues. She doesn't have flabby fucking skin. She goes to yoga and her boyfriend has abs. Okay?
Yeah.
She's happy.
She's got a completely normal voice.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
no one...
She has nothing wrong with her.
Nothing.
Yeah, when I say that, it would have nothing to do with her.
Yeah, no. One time, somebody commented on my reel and said, "I would love to hear this bitch say red rum," and I literally.
Why?
Have you ever seen The Shining? The little creepy
yeah.
kid that like talks in that voice, or it's
Yeah.
like red rum. That's what they think I sound like.
You have Miley Cyrus' voice.
I'll take it.
That's hot.
Yeah.
I
don't think
love
there's anything bad, and I
deeper,
love your
raspy
little.
voices.
Yeah, same. And
Yeah.
I'm also sick, so don't come up for me.
Yeah.
Or not sick, but I have allergies.
No. Yeah.
As I'm talking to like a professional microphone, I'm like, okay. It's not spreadable, hopefully, but
It's fine.
yeah. Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus voice, that's fine. That's really hard to live with.
I know.
What's
It's my
crazy to me
cross
is
to
the amount of
carry.
people who have just like,
It'd be so sad to have to watch this in court because that guy killed you.
Oh my god! But
by the time I edit this episode out of all this shit, it's gonna be 20
The
minutes
jury's
long.
dying laughing. I'm like, y'all stop. We are here for Kylie, okay? I was like,
You come there as
guys,
support, but you're
yeah.
just there to sign autographs.
And literally,
like-
it's like everyone's dying in the courtroom. The judge is like, you are going to make it. I'm like, thank you.
But anyways, she's innocent.
I go, Kylie, yeah, innocently dead. Okay.
yeah, no one thought you weren't innocent. You're just dead.
Are you guys sleeping with comics?
No.
I quit that.
Okay.
No,
You haven't had sex with any comics? So you guys don't have sex with comics?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I think it's. Like,
I would. If I was a girl, I'd only have sex with comics.
Really?
It's a
Yeah,
bad
if I was a
idea.
straight male comic, I'd only have sex with strippers.
I'm not gonna say I haven't, but I'm done with that.
Well, she's dated comics.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
dated comics, but
You had a
I'm done
brief
with-
love affair.
I dated a couple comics. Just not all of them were public.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not me.
Can we go over them?
No, we cannot.
I
That's
d-
definitely not
I
coming on this
just-
podcast.
They're all annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the other thing is, I think with dating comics, or like even like fucking comics, it's just like bad juju.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really hard to respect them afterwards.
Yeah, and I can't imagine like I can't. First of
It's
all,
awful to watch someone you're fucking bomb too.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you see a hot guy in the comedy club, I go, enjoy it while it lasts, y'all, because he's gonna go up there and fucking ruin it. You know,
Yeah.
and they do every
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And it's so
just-
hard to.
And
for them
we're
to have,
all
like,
gonna
swag.
bomb sometimes, but it's like I'm sure it happens in reverse too. But it's like nothing feels worse than that than being like you were inside me.
Oh, the
12
biggest
hours ago.
ick
Yeah.
is watching somebody stand up.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
worse, them bombing or them killing with their bad material?
Oof, crowd work.
I mean,
crowd work
yeah,
clips.
Just trying to make. There's nothing more humiliating than trying to make it. It's like, get that fucking gross loser dick away from me. By the way, I'm like in the back alley sucking. I'm like, your crowd work clips are so good.
You're so quick witted.
Yeah,
you
you're
always
so
feel like
funny.
that. Was that a plant? Like you really just
Yeah.
that witty?
Oh
yeah.
my god. Yeah.
I don't know. And all of the comics are ugly.
No, I disagree.
Which ones do you think
I'm
are
not
attractive?
gonna say their names on here.
I know-
There's the thing for me where it's when it comes to straight guys that like I do think it's fun to give them attention in that way, but then
Yeah.
it's like the joke's over. It's like
Yeah.
I don't want to keep doing it. It's like
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. Sure, you're hot.
Most
I don't
of
like, because
them-
sometimes. In general, sometimes they start getting like a little like, oh, are you gonna talk to? And you're like, I don't always want to fucking pretend flirt with you, okay?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Most of them though, not that hot.
I disagree. I think there's so many hot comics.
There's a couple of them that are hot, but it's like you talk to them and you're like,
Oh yeah, they're so.
Yeah, that's
stupid.
probably part of it. Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
All right.
You could say the same thing about all of us broads, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
So,
let me tell
yeah.
you something. They hate y'all.
Yeah,
They
we
hate
know.
us.
We know.
They hate us.
Yeah.
A lot of them hate me for sure.
You think so?
No, they
Yeah.
hate us.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm like, I don't know.
If you're not,
can be
if
a
you're not
lot.
fucking them, they hate you.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
And if you're mean to them, not mean.
Not
it's
all,
just like,
not all men,
but all comic men. I don't know.
Do you feel like male comics will like try to be like your friend and then they
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
And it'll
then
be
they-
like 4 a.m. at Denny's, and they're like,
Why
So-
did you ever fuck me? And they're like
I know.
crying.
they're like, so you want to go back to my place? What?
"Oh, do you want to write at my place at midnight?"
They ask you if you want to write.
Oh, that's what guys. Yeah, that's what guy comics will do if they're like hitting on you. They're like, "Hey,
You
do
wanna
you
write
like?
together
Do you want to
sometime?
write together sometime?" And I'll be like,
No one's ever asked me to write. I go, I guess I'm just too good.
I'm like, first of all, I've lived here for 2 years and I've never seen you use a different joke. So I don't think you know how to do that. So
Yeah.
I don't think I want to write with you.
Here's the thing. I don't think I know how to write with somebody. The minute someone's you want to write together, I'm like, you mean like get lunch?
Yeah.
And there's nothing for my style of jokes and like the way I talk on stage. There's nothing any of these boys could offer me.
No.
Yeah.
I've had some guys like help me with like I'll come off stage and they'll be like, this would be a good tag for that, and I've used things like that. But like, I'm not gonna sit down and like craft a joke with
The
you.
only person that I'll talk to because they relate and they're good at the tags for like what I want to do is like Trey Pack, and I've known him for like 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. Greg, well, that's why. Greg gave
Greg's
me a really good
gay.
tag, and Greg's gay. Yeah, that answers the question there.
Oh, he's so beautiful though.
Oh,
my
yeah. Greg looks like a
God.
movie star.
He does. I walked into Buzzmill and he was there, and
Have you
it's
seen him with the shirt off?
Yeah.
Incredible body.
like so
Crazy.
gorgeous,
Greg has like 0% body fat.
Yeah, it's crazy. He like has striations all the time.
and he's
I
so
know.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
He was like writing something at Buzzmill, like walked in, he's like sitting there. I was like, my heart stopped, and I was like, fuck. Oh yeah, he's gay.
So funny.
Yeah, see? Yeah, all the hottest comics here are gay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, what a bummer.
or they're like there's something not right in their noodle. They're like very Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Is there any comics? We can't keep doing this.
No, we
Is there-
can't. I want to edit out the whole episode. This is for lunch. This is we go to lunch after
I know.
this.
I'm forgetting. I never get to hang out with you guys.
I
I'm like,
know.
wait, please tell me who y'all think is hot. But that's like so. No one
Yeah.
cares about what's going on in the Austin comedy
Yeah,
scene.
you're right. All my listeners are like, who the fuck
Or
is
people
this?
do care, but they don't care about like who we think is hot. In the
Yeah,
Austin comedy
that's true.
scene.
What we should do now is make Dylan play our game.
Oh, you guys
hard
have
pivot back to a
games.
game.
This has been very free flow. You guys are great
Yeah,
at this.
it's very free flow. We just made up this game last week.
Well, we were gonna be more organized, and then we had to watch.
We got high and
chick
watched How to Be
flicks.
Single. So,
That's okay.
Such a good movie.
okay, this is a game we started last week. We did it for ourselves, and we're gonna make a guest do at least one because, like I said, we like to tell unhinged stories on here.
This
kind
is
of
how
thing.
the horse story.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is where the horse story came from. So this pile is best worst first. That's like what's on.
Sorry,
this.
just quickly, you were riding bareback and
Yeah.
and because of the way that
You had to
the
like
horse was
hump it a little
moving.
bit.
Yeah,
and my
and it-
jeans were too tight because I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I have a
the stem
picture
of
of
the
it.
dream. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't need to see the picture, but but for sure, I totally understand what you're saying. That's why horse girls do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
So yeah, out of those, you're gonna pick one of those.
Okay. Worst.
Worst. Okay, and then you're gonna pick one of these, and you're
Okay.
gonna tell.
I like
the
that
story of
one.
those things.
Worst sex.
Oh, it's perfect.
Worst date.
You don't get to pick a backup.
I just wanted to see what the other options were.
Date,
Worst
breakup, sex,
kiss.
kiss. I think. And
Worst sex. Worst sex. Worst sex. Worst sex.
just a story
Well,
for us.
you know, I live alone, so I invite strangers over to my apartment to have sex. That gets a little dicey.
I was doing
Just
that
the
for a minute.
grinder
Were you
behavior.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Stop it.
On Hinge. That's how I met the
You-
redheaded guy.
You just invite them over to fuck?
Yeah.
God.
No, we went on a date.
You are. Oh yeah. Okay. No, you didn't. Okay. I am so you. Okay, we are so similar.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'll invite guys over. I feel like all my worst sex is like just embarrassing stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Like one time,
That's how her story
this
was.
is actually like humiliating. One time, this guy came over and we. So I don't do this anymore, but there were some times where I would let guys come over without seeing their face.
Oh, that's a grinder thing though, right? Like,
Yeah, it sounds
So
like
you
it's a
crush
Quinn
on
thing
Love Is
too.
Blind.
And so because when I said it, she goes, I get it, you know, but that's crazy. If I was a girl, I wouldn't do that. But I'm a man and I'm 6'5", and I can invite strangers over to my apartment because I can kill them.
fair.
And so this guy came over, and so he pulls his dick out, rock hard. Okay, ready?
Immediately?
Rock hard already. I'm going to do it, and he looks down, and he goes, never mind. Puts it back in, leaves. Yeah.
Like he saw you and then said that.
Yeah, I was already on my knees.
How did you? What do you think happened?
You know, I think that men are very specific when they are what they're attracted to. And
Yeah.
so to me, I'm like, listen, we did not send pictures. We just sent
Yeah.
dick pics. This is the game.
Yeah.
And it sounds really harsh, but you're like, sometimes guys will hook up with other guys, but that you have to be like really femmy.
Yeah.
Or you have to be like smooth and hairless. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so just because you're like, you know, a man
Yeah.
doesn't mean that's the right flavor. You know, there are times you meet guys where you're like, I would never fuck that guy in a million years.
What was your bounce back time on that?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like that would traumatize me for weeks.
Oh, I think I hooked up with someone like literally.
That's what I mean.
That night.
That's
or
like the biggest
next
thing.
day.
I was talking to somebody about this with men and women in general, with like hitting on strangers at bars and stuff. And I was like, I feel like we need to just be more like men because they're so used to just being
I am.
rejected. Like they'll just like fire it out and they can handle the rejection and just move on. If I like got the courage to hit on a guy at a bar and he turned me down, I would go home.
I'm a menace at a bar.
You are.
You get me on E6, I'm tearing it up. I'm tearing it up.
The bartenders on E6, they have been around.
They're terrified of me.
Are they?
They're terrified of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say insane things.
Literally
to
to find out about this more redacted material, this psycho, because he's been banned from another bar for doing this to another girl. And to find that out, literally, Justine texted me and said, you should ask Quinn. She's probably knows someone at that bar. And she did.
yeah. And I texted him immediately, and I was like, "Do you know this guy?" And he did.
Well,
and
my
then
point is,
I
like-
don't hook up with them. I just flirt with them. I love flirting. I love
flirting.
Well,
to flirt.
several-
You know,
I think it's fine. Yeah, probably that worst sex.
Yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
also, I've had sex with a lot of old men, and they're really bad kissers. And they
Like how old?
Oh, I've hooked up with like.
it's like 33.
Yeah, I'm like I was like 19 hooking up with like 27-year-olds, being like, what's happening? But no, I was like hooking up with like 50-year-olds
Wow.
when I was like 21.
Oh, I thought you meant like right now. I'm like, that's not like too bad.
No, I'll hook up with a 46, 48.
Yeah.
I love a guy in
I
his
like
40s.
a silver fox. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like you're the kind of person that like you should be dating guys older than you.
What's crazy though is the two. I was always like this. Up until recently, I never dated younger guys, and
Same.
then the two guys who have been the most crazy, my ex of 5 years and this guy, are both the ones that are actually my age.
I
or
want
older.
to date a younger guy
Yeah.
if you had a gun to my head.
Really, I think I'm into it now.
Not me.
As I'm
The
turning
younger
30,
ones have
I
been
was like,
nicer to me.
oh, I'm the older guys. I'm like, y'all are damaged.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
y'all are fucked up.
Yeah.
These single 45-year-olds,
Yeah.
something's going on.
Like
Yeah.
As
yeah.
I'm like a single 29-year-old, I'm like,
I bet it's way cooler to be single. I don't want a boyfriend at all in my late 20s now.
yeah,
I don't want a boyfriend during my Saturn return at all.
That's fair.
yeah. But you
Not
see
at
the
all.
type of girl who like says that a lot,
I do. I say it a lot.
and then you like end up having a boyfriend. You're like, he's the love of my life.
But then I get so
you have like
I'll
Megan
talk to
Fox, MGK energy, where you're like, oh,
Oh.
we're like obsessed with each other. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, I wish. I think it's rare, but it's never mutual. And I either a guy will be so obsessed with me, and I'm like, that's the most disgusting thing you could have ever done.
Really?
Or
Yeah.
like I'll be like obsessed with them, and they're like, all right.
That's kind of what happens to me. That's like my problem as well. The guys that I've dated that really liked me, I was like,
I will find the ick over anything too.
Yeah.
I'm
Really?
really if a guy's good for me, like if a guy's really really sweet or whatever. I think it's because like my last relationship was so long and it was good. He was sweet, but like being in a relationship like that, like tied in, kind of freaks me out. So the second a guy's like really nice, I'm like, well, he chews weird and he like has too much like pep in his step when he walks. So
This guy I gave my number
Yeah.
to recently that Quinn knows just tried to text me the other day, and it was like this simple, nice text. He was just like, "Hope you have the best day ever today. No one deserves it more than you."
I hate that.
And yeah, it grossed me out, and I was like, "You don't even know me well enough to know
E6.
if I deserve it." Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an E6 bartender.
I don't like
But
that.
I was literally like, "What do you don't know me? I could not deserve shit." Like, what do you, gross.
I have this guy texting me right now, and not to be like crazy.
No, be crazy.
I hate that. I hate when I open my phone. It says 12 text messages.
ew.
I know it's like stop. I don't do group texts. I hate the group messages. Okay, but this is crazy. I had sex with this guy like 2 years ago. I can't believe I'm talking about this right now. We texted a couple of times. He's gorgeous. We met at the gym or online, but now he's messaging me and texting me like "Good morning, handsome" after 2 years, and I think he like sees the podcast doing well.
Yeah.
And is
one
now
of
like,
those.
oh, maybe, and I've like lost a bunch of weight, and my life has completely changed, and now he's like trying to be like, oh, we fucked 2 years ago, maybe I could turn this into something.
Yeah.
But it's so out of the blue.
Did it just start happening?
Yeah.
Oh, it's retrograde.
It's like this.
You
yeah.
think so?
Yeah, yeah.
Not to be that bitch.
He
But
texted me every day, "Good morning," and I go like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude and like not respond, but I'm like, I haven't seen you in almost
that's
2
crazy.
years.
that's good to
That
know
is
that gay men
weird.
are doing the same shit though.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause
they're
that's-
still men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this retrograde been bringing people out.
Yeah.
I try not to be that bitch, but it's been very aggressive.
It has been
For all
usually
of
I
us.
Oh my
always
god!
make-
And my ex-boyfriend texted me. He asked me about Maggie Rogers' new album.
See? Oh. I mean, it goes till the 25th.
Yeah, so I can't even talk about her. I'll start crying.
Yeah,
That's
true.
I'm like so scared now. I'm gonna meet her and she's not gonna like me.
What's
but,
your zodiac
She'll
sign?
love you.
Taurus.
Mm.
My birthday's May 12th. But yeah, I have been getting a lot of text messages. Wow, now that I'm thinking about that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's been going on. It happened to me, Justine, Quinn. We were all talking about it.
Yeah, and it's like dudes you never would have thought too.
Yeah.
Like I had
thought
like
we're
left
deep
that
in the graveyard.
one.
Yeah.
I'd left the ginger guy. Well, I did send him. I got drunk and I sent him this meme calling him gay at 2 a.m. and he didn't reply to it, but
Yeah.
he replied
No, he thought about it. Don't you?
I think it was like I have this giant ass moon tattoo. So like I heard from all these guys that I've like not heard from in a while the day of the eclipse, and I think they were just like watching like the
Like,
moon, and they're like,
I finally have a reason to bring something up to
Yeah.
this psycho bitch who's gonna fuck her.
"Fuck, Quinn had a moon tattoo." Oh fuck!
Literally, the guy that I did one of my first bits ever about that last year called me little buddy, and I haven't spoken to in a year.
Whoa,
Yeah,
little buddy.
That's like one of the first jokes I ever did. It was like what I did on Kill Tony, and it was like he called me a little buddy after we'd been sleeping together for a while, and I was like, nope. And he texted me during this retrograde.
Do you guys care about dick size?
No,
Yes.
You're so toxic. You are. You're toxic.
I'm not a size queen.
Yeah.
I think
You could be so happy with like a hot guy with a small dick.
no, maybe not. I don't
could.
know.
I think I could.
I think maybe. I think
Her and Justine both like boyfriend dick more. I like big dicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know the big ones are cool, but sometimes you're like.
sometimes
know
they're
what they're
just not
doing.
This
good
guy
at
sent me
it.
a picture of his dick at 7. You guys want to see it? At 7 o'clock this morning.
7 a.m.
And well, yeah, the boys are hungry in the morning, and and he sent it to me, and I literally was like, "That's crazy."
Are you about to show us a dick? Is that what's
Yeah.
happening right now?
Oh, is that bad?
I'm
No,
so
I
excited.
just wanted to know if that's what was happening.
I was like, "This is crazy."
That doesn't look comfortable to be like
That's
that.
what I mean.
Let me
Like, it's
see.
not, that's like that. I don't even think
That's like
hard.
when you see like a girl with like huge tits and you're like, fuck, how do some people get that lucky? But you know her back hurts.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
fucked.
Like she's got scoliosis.
See, that's
like
the
I feel
thing,
like the same
though.
thing when a dick is that big.
When a dick's that big, it's kind of like I was like, boy, what do you think you're doing with that at 7 o'clock in the morning? Like I just got to work.
Yeah,
I went.
I don't know.
went
I don't like that
the-
kind of
Huge.
like it's too big.
That's
Yeah.
that's fine.
No.
That's fine for you.
My ex
But-
of 5 years was pretty close to that.
Oh my god, that's like
No.
sick.
That's like I gave the more serious answer, but both of these psychos, biggest dicks and best sex I've ever had in my life. If you really
Really?
want, why did she stay? Oh, because I'm a dick.
yeah.
Probably is the real answer.
Digmatized. It's
I
called
was
being
digmatized. Actually, my ex of 5 years told the girl he dated after me. She's been on my podcast actually because we became
That's so
friends.
toxic.
Yeah, well, we became friends because he did the same
Girls
shit to
do
her.
shit like that too.
He's
They
a-
start a podcast
because he's
together
a
to dog out the
crazy-
boys.
he's a
Okay, come on.
crazy-
I don't think so.
She actually really sentimentally reached out to me when they broke up and was like, I endured this for 8 months and I don't know how you're still mentally sane. I'm really sorry, like blah, blah, blah. Because they started dating like a week after.
Yeah.
And she reached out and we just like corresponded. We actually had a lot in common. Shocker, he has a type. And then she came on the podcast and we did talk about it. But that girl told me that he literally told her that he was like, I just learned really early how to be really good at sex stuff because it's easier to make women do whatever I want.
Oh.
And so
Ew.
I was like, oh, that's exactly what happened.
Ay,
Literally.
ay, ay.
It's
Can I
crazy.
ask you a question? And is that when in the gay community on Grindr
Yeah.
stuff, do they use FaceApp? Do gay guys use FaceApp a lot?
What's FaceApp?
It's like the editing.
It's like
app.
that thing that girls use where it, like their face looks completely different.
I-
I use it, but I don't use like that.
I'll tell you
filter.
this. I can tell there is something disgusting about a man using a face filter.
That's what we were talking
Can I
about.
show you a picture
If-
of my ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, if he has one, I'll be.
He's definitely using one.
He looks like Justin Bieber. He has Justin Bieber face.
But he
Yeah,
also
'cause
is
it's-
definly
he bought
using-
it. It's
Whoa.
a filter. He
How
does
is-
not look like
What's
that.
his name? That made me think of. I literally was just. I
Shut your fuck.
I literally was just doing a show with Liz Splat, and so funny, and she was killing blah blah blah, killing blah blah blah, and then like she goes, "And your next comic," and she goes, "What's your name?" And you see him go like, "Jordan." Wait, was that what you just said? I'm sorry. He's hot as shit. Is he a bad guy?
He's
Yeah.
not great. He's not
Oh.
great, but he is like
Quinn.
aesthetically.
He's not great. That's not the guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a not good person, but he is very hot. And
He's so
aesthetically,
hot.
he was perfect for me because that was my most Lana Del Rey. I quit stand up because of him. Like I disappeared
Bad.
for like 6 months.
Whoa.
But he aesthetically, chef's kiss. It's like he's
Bad
like
guy.
6'5", like
Whoa.
curly blonde hair,
Yeah.
mean as fuck.
I'll say. I was gonna
Yeah.
say tea time with the girlies later, real bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
just mean as hell. And I'm just like,
I love when a guy's mean.
I do too.
I love a guy. Who's mean.
I didn't used to, but I was like, I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm mean.
Yeah.
I'm mean.
Yeah, and I love you.
But
See?
in a good
That's-
way, though. I feel like
You're mean in a fun
by
way.
By the way, every night before I go to bed, it's just every mean thing that I said is just going through my head, and I'm so humiliated that I talk like this, and then I feel
See, that
so
means
bad.
you have some
Funny.
kind of.
I
Like,
think I have an OCD.
you're not crazy. Then that means that's good.
And I just ruminate every single night about like, oh my god, did everything I say? Did people know I was joking?
You actually have self-awareness, which is what a lot of these people that are crazy.
I don't like
have.
saying that I have self-awareness.
You do,
then
though.
people will, you'd be like, oh, he thought.
That's like the same as when people call themselves an empath.
Yeah,
And they're a
it's like-
narcissist.
I said it about
That's
you.
true,
though.
that's true.
So,
I'm just like an empath, so it's like I'm just feeling.
When I was
this.
21, I used to say I was an empath.
your behavior is like if you were straight, I would be obsessed with you.
Really?
100%.
I actually think that if I was straight, I'd be like if I was straight and I wasn't fat,
You'd be a whore.
You'd be a
really bad
toxic
person. I think
whore.
I'd be.
You think so?
I think I'd be
I do.
mean.
I
I think I'd be
agree.
really mean. My brother said to me the other day, he was like, "Are you gonna get your?" He goes, "Maybe you shouldn't get the skin surgery because like you're probably gonna be like really mean." I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the damage is done. I care too
I
much
think you are
about
who you
people's
are.
feelings.
Yeah, the fact that
Yeah.
you think about it later. That's why I said that keeps you
Oh, constantly.
humble. Yeah, because I think some of these people they just go to bed like just another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so
Like, yeah.
true. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. There's
could
like
not-
nothing behind their eyes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really think, but then I think to myself, Dylan, do you really care? Or are you just like, do you really care if you were mean to people in high school? Or are you just afraid that once you get famous, they're going to use stories about you?
But that's
And I
just
think
like any
both can be
publicity is
true.
good publicity. You know what I'm
know.
saying?
yeah, I think that's
That
fine.
trending name.
And as I always say, if you went to high school with me and you feel like I owe you an apology, please reach out privately. You will not get one publicly.
Yeah. No.
And I thought that was going to get a laugh, and it didn't.
Well, just because part of me is like, what did he say?
Nothing. I just used to be like, you're a whore,
Yeah, fair.
Classic 2008 comedy.
Yeah, classic. That was. It's crazy to just go back and like when you watched Mean Girls and be like all the shit that used to be so fine to say in movies, and now it's like, oh my god, this would be such a problem now,
Oh
Yeah.
and it's wild. That was just not that long ago. I mean, it was, but it wasn't.
So wait, are we all doing no sex, no dating?
I'm going celibate for a little while.
Are you?
I think for me, I like my writing's better. Like when a boy isn't just making me sad.
Do you guys get obsessed with crushes?
Yeah.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
I romanticize a crush. I think this happened with that redheaded guy. I've
Yeah.
also serially dated redheaded men in the last like 6 months.
I
You
think
have
redheaded
been.
guys are so
4
hot.
redheaded dudes in a row.
That's hot.
Yeah.
I
You
love
have been on a
their
redhead
red
kick.
pubes.
4 redheaded
I
dudes
love
in a
their
row
red
is
pubes.
crazy.
And they're really I really like
Me
them.
and Quinn
Redheaded guys
both
are so
We
hot.
both
Guys,
romanticize a lot.
What did you say?
We both romanticize men a lot. Like, so we like obsess over somebody that they're not even
Because
really.
I don't want to spend
Oh.
that. My thing is, I romanticize them because I don't want to spend that much time with them.
I don't want to bring up limbrests, whatever they
Oh,
call them,
no,
but
we
I
were
have
we've
that.
been
I have
talking
that.
about this. Me too. Me too.
I in my head
I have
could
it
be
bad.
like, I have it bad too, and
Yeah.
then there's like so much shame with it too because then I
Yeah.
think like they don't even.
Embarrassing.
It's embarrassing,
embarrassing.
because I don't know.
They haven't
Really,
texted
it makes
me
me
back.
feel
Part of
bad
me is
about
like-
myself that I do that.
Yeah,
and then I
same.
romanticize like must have blocked me because he like was so scared of how he felt about me. He's a girlfriend. It's like,
No, I
he's
don't
a-
even think that I
a
get
piece
crazy.
of shit.
Mine are all like it's always straight guys because not like, but like there's just no gay guys I'm around anyway.
Yeah.
Doing comedy is like I'm constantly around straight,
Yeah.
charming straight guys, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that actually ends pretty quickly. Where you're like, oh, it's never gonna happen. You have like a night and a half with it.
Yeah, mine lasts
And
for
sometimes
months.
it's just fun to have a crush. Like I think it's motivating to have a crush.
I agree. They
A
talk about
crush
this in
is
guys
just a
who fuck
lack
all
of
the time.
information, though.
I
That's-
know all the information.
No,
and then I still
because
like,
every time I've had like a crazy crush on someone first, and then I go out with them, I hate them.
Yeah.
my toxic trait
They're more fun
is
as a
that I
crush.
will get a crush on somebody and like pursue it, and then like they'll find out I have a crush, and then they get really into it, and I'm like,
That's
ugh.
what I mean. That's it.
You don't have
ruins it
any
every
other
time.
hoes. Like you were way too excited as soon as you found out I had a crush on you.
I will say I'm entering in my like Ethel Kane area where it's like her lyric where she's like, I'm only into him if he says it first to me.
yeah.
That's all.
That's
I
my-
the
yeah, I'm
only type
not
of guys I
pursuing any
like
guy that
are
does
guys
that.
that are like, I'm fucking into this. You have to be like, I'm into you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm like, I have my keto ice cream at home, and I gotta go.
I'm not doing no sex, no dating. I'm just trying to.
I'm addicted to the apps, and I'm sucking dick at all the
I'm
hotels.
addicted to
Yeah,
Hinge. I don't
I-
even meet them. I'm just addicted to scrolling through
I'm
it.
not. I hate it.
Josh,
'cause
you
all
like
mine
that?
are fugly.
I always say wherever city I live, I have sex in every hotel in the city. Just
As you
hooking up
should.
with travelers.
I'm
Ooh.
trying to
That's
take,
kind
like-
of like very chic though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
Hotels.
it's super chic to be
Like
at the
nice
Hotel
hotel?
Indigo.
I was gonna say, Hey, could have been a Motel 8. You're
yeah,
doing fine.
that's true.
Yeah.
I don't do
No.
motels.
No. I'm
Hotel Indigo's nice.
No, listen. You got to get there before 9 o'clock when the key card, locks up the elevator. I'll tell you this, it's a lot harder. That's why, those hotel guys are crazy.
Yeah.
But they have to come down. It's actually better for them to come down because then you get to meet them and be like, okay, I'll do this.
When I was bartending at Marriott, guys would leave their hotel key on the table.
Really?
Yeah.
Traveler sex is hot though. Like that's one of the best like actual
'cause
one
they're
night stands I
married.
had here was like this. No,
Okay,
like
edit
he was
that
like
out.
this
I thought they were
nomadic
gonna
guy. This like nomadic dude that just came through and was like very honest
Nomadic.
on Tinder.
What does nomadic mean?
What is
like
it?
he works remote and he just travels around. Like he stays in Airbnbs for like a month at a time in
Yeah,
different
what do they
states.
call it? They call it like.
It's digital nomad.
Ugh,
That's like what it
it's
is.
so
Yeah.
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 My
Sorry, I'm a
friend does
But
digital
that.
nomad.
he took me on like it was straightforward. It was like, I'm just in town like for 2 days, like took me on a really nice date. We had really good sex, was super respectful, had like great conversation, drove me home. We're Instagram friends now. When he comes through town, we grab a beer. It's literally cool.
Can I say
nice.
something? And it's that I miss when men were men. And in Austin, it's all these tech nerds that like took over like this like
Choke
douchey.
me, okay? Beat
like-
the shit out of me.
They're like,
Where are
non-monogamous
these
tech
men?
dudes.
Where are these like douchey tech dudes that like they bought a tight fitting shirt and cuff jeans and they're like,
I
you're
like
kind of a
blue
bad
collar.
boy.
Yeah.
You were valedictorian.
I
You
need
were
a man
never a
that can
bad
fix
boy.
stuff.
What you just said is so huge. You were valedictorian.
You were
never
never-
a bad. These fucking valedictorians think they were bad boys. That's the
Yeah.
thing. People think they're badass. It's like, honey, you got a scholarship.
Yeah.
It's like you're not anybody.
I want the guy that had to get his GED and works on cars now,
Yes.
You're
which is
wearing-
also my ex-boyfriend.
to quote
unfortunately.
Ethel Kane, he looks like he smokes Marlboro Reds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's what I like.
That's what I like. Well, that was the thing. The other thing about that guy I dated so long, he was that his job was literally he built houses, and so he like fixed everything. He like did stuff on cars.
You know how we get a real man? I mean this. You move to a small town.
Yeah.
The hottest
She
guys
always is
are
on
in
one about
small
this.
towns, and they are married to literal dog women.
You just made a
Dog
real-
face broads,
They
dude.
are.
They
Dog
are.
face
The
broads.
hottest guy you have ever seen in your life
Yeah.
is banging out some dog named Nancy.
Yeah.
Some stupid
Yeah.
bitch named Nancy, who, by the way, everybody in town hates because she's a huge bitch.
Pyramid
Okay,
scheme too.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
100%.
She's selling those like little packets of like
Lulu
flavored
Rowe,
sugar
what is
water.
that?
100%. And then everyone's like, I don't even like to buy
The
it
press
from
on
her.
nails. You
Yeah.
remember the, like it's not even real press
No,
ons.
what was
it's
the
just
weird
like,
clothes at Lulu LaRoe or something? Do you remember people selling that?
Oh,
It was
I
so
don't know. Where
ugly.
I'm from, all
Ugly.
these
And by the way,
stores
he
have
loves her.
boutiques.
He loves her. He
loves
does love
her.
her.
And he would never cheat on her. And these city boys, these hot city boys, listen, they're banging out 19 different girls a night.
They hate their
Yeah.
moms.
They all hate their
Oh,
moms.
Yeah.
They
That's it.
hate their mom.
They hate their
and if you're like
moms.
any
Yep.
sort of nurturing or uplifting woman, they're like,
It's been one or the other. Every crazy man that I've dated or slept with either hates his mom or loves her like too much.
Yeah.
It's
do you know
no in
a
between.
I'm
dating app red
indifferent about
flag?
mine.
I was like, just be indifferent. Just call
She'll
her and
hear
tell her
this.
you like her.
There's a dating app when a dude his dating app has like too many pictures with his mom.
It's weird.
Like if you have more than 2 pictures on your Hinge profile where your mom is in it.
There shouldn't even be more than one.
There was this one dude that he like liked me and I like, looked at his thing and his first picture is him and his mom. Second one is him and his sister. Third one is him and his mom and his sister. And I was like, not doing that.
I hate that. And guys who are obsessed with their sisters, it's like, just fuck already.
Or
Yeah,
Or
that's
when
weird.
girls
Josh,
are like
don't twist your eyes
sisters.
at me.
Sisters are too obsessed with their brothers.
Oh, yeah.
So they
that's
like
so
hate
classic.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Not me. I go, my siblings can have whoever they want. I don't
Yeah.
care about them.
Same.
I can't. But no, I think that small town guys, like small town blue collar men, like I'm about to just start going to bars in fucking Round Rock.
We literally should.
Yeah.
Those guys are literally the best guys you could ever meet.
I know. And it's
Yeah.
like the craziest thing is like I live very centrally in Austin. I live on Riverside. And like before that I lived on South Congress, like right in the heart of South Congress. And it's like all these dudes that live in like fucking like Pflugerville and all that shit.
Those are our men.
Yeah.
But then like, they'll be still be douchebags. Like they'll be like, oh well, if you want to like drive over here, if you live 30 minutes from me, we are star-crossed lovers. You can come to
Yeah.
me, but I'm not. That's the other thing is like,
I'll drive to Pflugerville.
I just like
Flip-
don't want to have to do things ever. Like I'm all about like women having their equal rights, but like there's some things that are just for men to do, and I didn't realize till that relationship ended how much shit I had stopped having to do. Like
I felt like we were in a church pew when you
Oil-
said that. There are
oil
some
change-
things that men are just supposed to
They
do.
are. They are supposed to do.
That man is
Like I'm like
supposed to
I don't
do.
want to.
Like,
I
beat
don't.
the shit
I
out
don't
of
want
you.
to. I don't want to pay for my oil changes. I don't want to fucking hang the TV. Like all of this shit that I just like didn't know. Anything that's wrong with my car, I didn't have to take it in. Like I need a man to do that shit again because I don't want to do it. Like,
If
I
a
don't wanna
man
do
just
it.
held
I don't
my
care if
hand
you-
when
I
we
don't
were
care
on
if he
E6
slaps me around a
together,
little
that
bit if
would
he's gonna do it.
suffice.
Yeah, there's a classic type of man who grabs your wrist too hard, but
And it's okay
that's
if
what I
he's
love.
also changing my oil. He can grab it a little
By the
bit.
way, I love how I'm like talking about this. Honey, I ain't ever had a boyfriend. Okay, I don't know who the fuck.
You've never had a boyfriend?
No,
Oh, that's crazy.
I did have like kind of a situation. Yeah, where like we were whatever. No, I've never had like a serious
situationship.
boyfriend.
I haven't had a boyfriend,
with a
like
guy
an
who's,
actual
like,
boyfriend
straight.
since my long-term relationship. So I haven't had like an actual boyfriend in like 3 years.
Yeah,
I've only had 3 as an adult. 2, maybe.
I had 0 as an adult and 0 as a child.
Yeah.
But
It's hard
once
to
again,
give
thought
up.
I was gonna get a laugh. Okay.
Well, I feel like it's also hard to give up like my quality time doing anything else. That's the
Yeah.
other thing is like my mom is like, I don't see why you just don't date comics because like I don't want to give up
I agree.
my time and it's like my schedule is so
I
strange.
have comics we can that I think are good guys.
Well, I don't
We'll
know.
go over them. I'll ask afterwards.
Sweet.
Thank you so much for having me. This
Thank
was,
you so
I
much
would
for
come
coming
back
on.
anytime.
Dylan, where can our audience find you?
You can look at my podcast at Some of This Is Bad on Instagram, and then at Dylan P Carlino, and yeah, find me on there.
Some of This Is Bad is my second favorite podcast.
Thank
Is that
you so
still a
much.
compliment?
Yeah, of course.
Good. I was like, is that a cunty thing to say?
No,
but
of
it is
course
my
not.
second
Having
favorite
like
podcast.
a tiered level of favorite podcasts is very straight.
And if you like the podcast,
I
we're
like
releasing our
podcasts.
Patreon this week, so please
Right.
check that out.
Come see what he has to say about Travis Kelce on the page.
Yeah.
I would love that. But yeah, give Dylan a follow. As always, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things to share our posts. Follow Responsibly Unhinged on Instagram. Follow me, follow Quinn, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.